Good evening, I'm Tim and welcome back to Tectonic. In tonight's video we're going to be covering some accessories for your brand new M4 iPad Pro. So if you've invested in one of these little beauties, which I have and have it here, then you might want to stay tuned for this. So I've got 6 items to go through with you, all of which I think will complement this beast beautifully. And they're grouped into 2 sections of 3, each covering specific areas. So without further ado, let's get on with the list. So part 1 and number 1. So number 1 on the first group is a case, rather straightforward. But this is a nice third-party case available on Amazon for around about £15, and it's magnetic with a fold back effect so you can make it into a stand, and it's got a cutout on the top so you can put the Apple Pencil Pro on there and room each side, and it's nice and solid for a budget case, and this is what I keep my iPad Pro in ordinarily. Number 2 on my list of essential accessories to get for your new iPad Pro is a small keyboard. So Apple's Magic Keyboard is totally amazing, but it's also totally ridiculously expensive. So what I've chosen is the small Logitech keyboard. This is ultra thin to complement your ultra thin iPad. And it's one of these membrane type ones, but it's actually a comfortable to type on membrane type keyboard. My only little criticism would be that it's a micro USB-C port on the side for charging, and it does come with that cable, and there are plenty of adapters so you can convert it to a USB-C type charger if need be, but it lasts for weeks and weeks and weeks. I've been using one of these with my iPad mini and my old iPad Pro, and they just went on and on and on, and every couple of months I'd suddenly think about it and stick it on charge. So it's not something that's going to be, unless you're like a super user, it's not going to be the sort of thing you have to charge every week anyway. So this is super slim, and it Bluetooth connects to your iPad, and it gives you all those superb little keys you need, like the little home key and media play, volume up and down, brightness up and down, and they work perfectly with the iPad. So item number 2 is a superb, super slim mini keyboard. Now, whereas the first 2 items were fairly budget conscious, the next one is a little bit more expensive. So this is the Apple Pencil Pro. So if you've invested in the new iPad Pro, then I think you should be getting one of these. It's got a couple of great features over the previous versions. The one that I like the most, believe it or not, is the haptic feedback. Just giving you that little very faint vibration when you do something. It's a really good tactile feeling. And the second most important thing probably is the pressure. It's pressure sensitive as a stylus anyway, but the barrel is pressure sensitive, so you can squeeze on it, and again haptic feedback makes it feel like it's actually flexing, but it isn't. It's completely solid. When you haven't got it connected and you press, there's no movement at all. But when you're using it as a pencil, you would be completely convinced that the thing is actually moving. It also supports, because of its extra little sensors inside, it's got this rolling mechanism it can detect. So for certain brushes, you can just rotate it and it will rotate the brush on screen, while also giving a really nice little reflection on the surface that looks like it's a reflection, but it's actually being generated in the system. So number 3 is a definite big yes for the Apple Pencil Pro. Now, coming on to my second batch, so the first batch were to do with usability and having a case, of course, to protect it, and the pencil and the keyboard. They're all very, very useful. The second block now is to do with adding extra function to the system. So my number 1 would be a small video capture card. So what's really good about this is it comes with a USB-C, and in fact comes with a little adapter to standard USB, so you can use it with other devices. But this plugs into the USB-C port on the side of your iPad Pro, or any iPad that supports USB-C in fact, and it then gives you a standard HDMI input. So rather than an output to go to another screen, this is an input. What that means is you can then plug that in, and using software such as the free Camo Studio, you can turn your iPad into a monitor. So you could plug in, for example, a Raspberry Pi or a PC or an Apple Mac Mini, or in fact anything that's got an HDMI out which can go into this. So for example, a GoPro with a media mod means you can have a live view of your GoPro. And then with Camera Studio, you can then in fact record that recording. So if you want to make a video and you need an external feed in, or you want to use it as a monitor, that's where this little capture card comes. So my first item in the second block is an HDMI capture card, and you can get these for under $20 or under £20 on Amazon. I'll put links below just to make it a little bit easier for you. So my fifth item, or the second in the second batch, however you want to look at it. So these are adding functionality, additional functionality to the iPad Pro. So this is the Hohem Mic 01. So it comes in either 2 or 3 parts. So this is the 2 part. What I mean by that is whichever version of the kit you buy, this is a little device that plugs into your USB-C port in the side of your iPad. And then this is a microphone that connects to it, but it supports 2. So if you get the pack that has 2 of these in it, then you get 3 items in the pack. So the really cool thing though with this, because there's quite a few of these little microphones, and I've tried a few out with mostly pretty pleasing results. But what's really nice about this one, as well as the audio fidelity on it, is it has a small SD, I don't know if you can see that on there, I'm not sure whether the focus will go to it, but it has a small SD port socket on the side, so you get a little TF card slot. So you can put like a 32 gig SD card in there. And what that means is, while you've got it connected on to your shirt there, this would normally be transmitting back to this section plugged into your iPad or your iPhone if you've got an iPhone that supports USB-C. But it will also record all of the audio onto the SD card. So should there be some corruption in the connection back to this little device here, then you've still got all the audio on there. So if somebody goes out of range, or indeed you just want to use this as a standalone recorder, and it works a treat. So you just press a little record button on the side and it records it directly to the SD card for you later on to mix into whatever you're producing. So that's my second item from the second batch, or item number 5. So my 6th and final item that I'm going to recommend to you tonight is a second screen for your iPad. So this is a 14-inch screen that has a USB-C port, has 2 USB-C ports on the side, and an HDMI input port. And this can be powered from your iPad, so with a single cable, single USB-C cable from the side of your iPad, and then plugged directly into this will power it and offer itself as, if you're using Stage Manager, as a second screen that you can drag things to. Or if you're using things like a couple of the video editors, including DaVinci Resolve, you can set the output to be the second screen, so you can use this as a monitor to monitor your final production. So you've got more screen to put across to your timeline, and then you can output what would be the final video as you're scrubbing along is visible on the screen. So that's my 6 essential items for your new iPad Pro. I shall put links down below. I'd just like to say none of these items have been sent to me. These are all items that I've purchased with my own money, and I've put links down below so you can get them from places like Amazon. They're also available on, most of them available on places like eBay, or even in real shops should you be venturing out into the outside world, especially things like the little Logitech keyboard, which is a popular little one anyway. So if you've enjoyed this video, I would very much like you to press the thumbs up. Any thoughts or comments, please put them down below. If you've got anything you want me to try out or test or demonstrate further, then again, pop them in the comments and I'll be happy to make another video to follow this up. If you like this sort of thing, I've got quite a few in the works now, quite a few new videos coming along, then please consider subscribing. I think all of these things, especially the comments and the thumbs up, they all help to promote the video and get it seen by more people. Anyway, good to speak to you all again, and see you again soon. Thank you.